what's up guys? This is Church of Caboose, and for today's Destiny 2 video, it's another edition of what's going on in Destiny 2. It will probably be rather short because there's not a whole lot of stuff, but there is some rather interesting developments that have happened in the game. So if you enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you enjoy the video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. So the first thing that's going on is we've had moments of triumph going on for, I'd say like a week or two now, and it's been pretty fun. You know, we got all those triumphs, things of that nature. Lots of folks are doing raids. The raids have been adjusted for rewards, so that way every time you clear an encounter you have a chance for a drop, so people are able to farm the boss fights for things like Anarchy as well as Tarabo. So it's been a lot of fun. I saw some tweets about 370,000 raid clears were done in the first week of Moments of Triumph, which is quite a boost from normal. So this has been a pretty interesting time as far as it comes to the good old end game of the Moments of Triumph. If you want to know more about how to get all of those things done and efficiency tips, feel free to check out my video. I have a card in the description, right, or excuse me, not in the description, a little link in the card right here, so you guys can go ahead and check that out if you want some more details. One of the bigger developments that's been occurring is the continuation of connection-based matchmaking over skill-based matchmaking when it comes to, at least in PvP, for quick play, and then it seems like there's a bit more intensive skill-based matchmaking for events like comp. Now, I put up a Reddit post not that long ago. It went kind of off the hook as far as my standards go, but apparently it violated some rules. After like a week, the moderators took it down. That was not fun. Otherwise, I'd have a link for you guys. But anyways, it seems like a lot of folks kind of tend to concur, and there could be quite a few reasons for why comp seems to be harder. One reason could be the whole skill-based matchmaking thing may have been made more intensely. The bigger factor is probably that not that many people are playing comp. We are now in the 4th season of the reduced score loss and how the score works. We're now in 4 seasons. To get Unbroken, you only need Legend in 3 seasons. So it could be that the comp feels harder this season for at least myself and several others, because perhaps most of the people playing comp are either people that absolutely love the game mode or folks that do trials and they're just bored during the week, and that results in a lower play population for that game mode, which means you're more likely to play those trials and comp lovers as opposed to generic individuals. One reason for that whole who's playing the game mode of comp would definitely be attributed to loot. I'm going to probably do a video about things that you should be aware of going into a looter shooter, and we'll talk more about the loot, but basically there's been nothing new to acquire from PvP in quite a while. So that could just be folks are not playing PvP because there's really no point to do it other than the pinnacle drops. And then finally, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is Beyond Light has been delayed to November 10th. It was originally slated for early September, and now it's been pushed back by 50 days to November 10th. This is a rather big deal, and I can't say this is that surprising. A lot of folks are kind of figuring that the expansion was going to be pushed back for a couple of reasons. One was because mostly from COVID. You know, it's really hard to put a whole new game together and put finishing touches when you're all working from home. And then the other reason I wasn't that surprised was Shadowkeep was pushed back as well. So I think it's kind of just a good rule of thumb to just kind of maybe keep in the back of your head that when we get a big expansion, that the date for that expansion might be pushed back, because it's happened 2 times in a row now, and Bungie doesn't have to work on Activision's time schedule anymore. And so if Bungie feels like they need more time in order to put out a better quality game, it is within their control to just delay the release dates, so that way they can put out a better game. Now, what does this mean for us? Well, we have a very, very long Season 11 season of Arrivals. We got extended from it being a normal 3-ish month season to being closer to 5. We have from early June now until almost mid-September. November 10th is just short of mid-November. So we got quite a while for a season of Arrivals, which is kind of nice in a few aspects. We get more time to do solo prophecy, solo flawless prophecy, as well as more time to get that max pinnacle gear power of 1060 and to hit a higher artifact power, which in turn makes those solo dungeon clears a little bit easier and gives us more time to do those various titles. So if you're someone someone that wants to do titles, but normally you're like, oof, I'm a little strapped, this is not a bad season to go ahead and knock out that Forerunner title, and you get more time for the moments of triumph. Now, Bungie hasn't said that the Solstice of Heroes event will be made to be longer, so I would assume it won't be, but Bungie did announce that the Moments of Triumph event will be running quite a bit longer than before, so we do have a lot more time to get everything done. This also gives us more time to do Leviathan raids to get those catalysts that you get from prestige modes and Spire of Stars. I believe Eater of Worlds has one as well as Leviathan. It gives us more time to finish those flawless runs. Like, I know I need to do a flawless Crown of Sorrow to finish my Shadow title. I've just been kind of, being slacking on getting that done, but now I have a lot more time to accomplish those goals, and so it's kind of nice to have that pushed back till November 10th. We also are going to be getting some more content, such as the Festival of the Lost will now be a part of our good old Season 11, Season of Arrivals. And Bungie did say, while they haven't announced a whole lot of specifics right now, they do intend to put out some more things to keep us entertained between now and November 10th. There are some other people that are making videos contemplating about how well Destiny 2 will do. November is a very common big name title release month. It is not uncommon for Call of Duty to come out. There's other titles that are being released as well that could very well fight for attention with Destiny 2. One of the big advantages of releasing in September is now a whole lot of games are released in September, and by the time November rolls around, when other games are dropping, as well as when we have like the Christmas season coming up, it's not uncommon for that expansion to be at a reduced cost, which usually works out great for people gifting the game to friends or for family for whatever reason to get more people into the game. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this plays out with it releasing in November. I believe last year with Shadowkeep, the game got pushed back until I believe it was early October, which wasn't a huge deal, but it dropped a very similar date to Borderlands 3. And that kind of made an interesting choice for a lot of people. I know I considered trying to cover Borderlands 3 and Destiny 2, and I felt super stressed out trying to do both, and I ended up, after a couple of Borderlands videos, just settling on continuing to only mostly do Destiny 2. So we'll see what happens with all these big streamers and content creators, such as My Name is Bife, who cover multiple games when we have all these big titles releasing around the same time. Alright guys, this concludes the video for what's going on in Destiny 2. There wasn't a whole lot said in the TWAB that I felt was worth mentioning. I really am mostly waiting to hear about anti-cheats because Trials has been getting so bad that big names like Azakross, and I may have said his name wrong, and True Vanguard are like, hey, we're done with Trials. Like, we'll probably do our own stuff on Friday nights just to get our flawless for the week for the gear, but otherwise, like, we're not playing Trials that much anymore, which is kind of a big hit to that game mode. So I'm more or less waiting to see what happens with anti-cheats, and that'll probably be the next big thing that would be covered whenever that is announced. Thank you all so much for watching. I am Church of Caboose. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.